Right now, 9 people are charged, including the warden at Waupun Correctional Institution after a year-long investigation into deaths at the prison. Also, with dozens of Madison police officers set to work the Republican National Convention next month in Milwaukee, how will the city fill that void? And we're sharing a survivor's story as the Susan G. Komen Foundation hosts its More Than Pink Walk this weekend in Madison to support the fight against breast cancer. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And we are continuing to follow that breaking news out of Dodge County, where the warden of Waupun Correctional Institution and 8 members of his staff have been charged following the investigation into deaths of inmates at the facility. We have team coverage tonight. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us in studio as reactions continue to pour in after the news first broke this morning. But we begin with our Braden Ross in Dodge County, bringing us the latest from today's press conference. Braden?
That's right, Eric. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office has been investigating 4 separate deaths that happened here at the Waupun Correctional Facility just over the last year. And today they finally laid it all out for us. Let me break it down for you because it's a lot. So 9 people, including the warden himself, Randall Hepp, have been charged in connection with 2 of those deaths. Now, the charges range from abuse of residents of penal facilities to misconduct in office. The first of those deaths, that of 24-year-old Cameron Williams, happened back in October of last year when Williams had a stroke and died in his cell. The sheriff telling us today his death came after repeated medical incidents that were ignored by staff. He also says the accused correction staffs consistently failed to check on inmates. In the case of Williams, it was more than 12 hours before he was found dead. In February of this year, 62-year-old Donald Meyer was found dead in his cell. His death was ruled a homicide due to malnutrition and dehydration. The sheriff says that's a direct consequence of neglect by Waupun correctional staff.
We are operating the oldest prison in the state of Wisconsin at a dangerous and reckless manner. We are failing to properly staff these facilities. Waupun Correctional has over 50% vacancy of staff.
Now, Sheriff Smith says he brought all of these concerns uncovered in these investigations to former Department of Corrections Secretary Kevin Carr back in February. 3 days after that conversation, Carr announced his retirement from the position. Now, of course, Schmidt heavily called out the DOC in this press conference today, and this comes as state leaders are still weighing in on giving their reactions to this news. That's what Will Keneally has been doing all day, collecting those reactions for you. Will, what have you been hearing?
Well, Braden, that's right. The governor sent out a statement in the wake of the news this afternoon asking the Department of Corrections and federal investigators to continue looking at that embattled prison. Now, Governor Evers said in a statement that each and every person who's failed to do their job should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. It's that simple. Now, the new DOC secretary who was appointed last month supported that continued investigation, saying that we have cooperated fully with the Dodge County investigation and we will continue to do so. Now, DOC Secretary Jared Hoy also tells us that his agency will not be providing legal representation for those charged.
All right, Will, Braden, thank you. Now, the investigation of the correctional institution dates all the way back to June of last year. As we mentioned, since last June 4th, inmates have died while being in confinement. After 2 inmates died last October, inmates filed a federal lawsuit alleging the conditions amounted to cruel and unusual punishment, which that lawsuit is still pending. And in March of this year, Governor Tony Evers' office said that federal investigators were probing a smuggling ring involving prison employees. And just last Tuesday, Warden Randall Hepp announced he planned to retire at the end of this month and that Deputy Warden Brad Mlodzik would be taking over. This story continues to develop as we learn the very latest information. We will be pushing information right to the palm of your hand. To stay up to date with that latest information, make sure you download our free News 3 Now app. Just search WISC-TV. Next tonight, you're taking a live look at the Edgewater Skycam. Quiet out there right now. A beautiful shot across Lake Mendota. But in a couple hours, looks like that could change. A brief pop-up of some showers. That's possible across southern Wisconsin. For more, let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Blaze Keller out on the weather patio. Blaze?
And it is gorgeous out here. And I'm going to talk about why here in just a moment. The main reason is because it just is not as humid. Winds have been turning out of the northwest, bringing down that much more comfortable air. But in doing so, we could also squeeze out another shower or two. While dew points have been dropping, there's still just a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere, a little bit of lift with this low pressure system. That's bringing some now non-severe showers and maybe a few claps of thunder up there in Waushara County, near Coloma, Hancock as well. Moving out of Juneau and Adams County, we're still going to keep maybe an isolated threat for a shower or two, but the good news is there isn't a whole lot with this system currently overhead to bring us kind of more of that scattered to widespread chance. Upper 70s to low 80s for temperatures, looking broader across southern Wisconsin. Many of us in those 70s and 80s. We're warm, but we just don't feel muggy out. Look at our dew point change from yesterday to today, the same time. We have dried out, and that's why it is so nice outside. Not to mention, while breezy at times, these west-northwesterly winds have been bringing down some of that cooler air as well, gusting upwards of 25 at times miles per hour. Again, there is still that marginal risk for anybody there in the green. Wind and hail are going to be our main threats if we are able to squeeze out a shower or thunderstorm. And if one of those thunderstorms should become severe, we're going to continue to keep you guys updated, obviously, as we head throughout the rest of your Wednesday evening. The breezy conditions look to stick with us into your weekend. We're going to track out what lies ahead for the end of your work week later on in this half hour.
All right, Blaze, thank you. New tonight at 5, a woman is dead after a crash between an SUV and a semi this morning, according to the Dane County Sheriff's Office. Just after 9:40, deputies responded to the crash on Highway 14 at Old Stage Road. Witnesses reported the driver of the SUV pulled out in front of a semi that was traveling north on 14. She was found unresponsive and pronounced dead at the scene. The semi driver was not injured. The Reedsburg teenager accused of hitting and killing a child with his car will not face trial. According to court records, 18-year-old Kevin Green is agreeing to a joint recommendation between his attorneys and prosecutors. Now, the specifics of the recommendations were not listed in the court filings, but Green is charged with homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle after he allegedly hit 13-year-old Evelyn Gurney with his vehicle while she was getting on a school bus. Green's sentencing hearing is scheduled for July 31st. Next tonight at 5, the man accused of murdering and dismembering a woman was back in court today. The suspect, Maxwell Anderson, is facing homicide, dismemberment, and arson charges for allegedly killing and discarding Sade Robinson's remains around the Milwaukee area back in April. He's being held on a $5 million bond. Meanwhile, Robinson's family has filed a wrongful death civil suit against Anderson. If successful, a jury would decide how much money the family would get in damages. The Republican National Convention is headed to the Badger State next month. It'll be in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum. The Madison Police Department will be sending dozens of officers to the convention. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks shares how that could impact us here in Madison. Jalen?
Eric, for the week of the Republican National Convention, Madison Police Department will be sending 85 officers to help with security at the convention, something Assistant Police Chief Matt Tye says they're more than prepared for. In July, from the 15th through the 18th, Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee will be home of the 2024 Republican National Convention. Joining them will be 85 Madison police officers aiding in security. The officers will be from several specialized MPD teams consisting of special events crowd control, SWAT, mounted, and motorcycle teams.
Additionally, I think we have trained with the Milwaukee, in particular, the Milwaukee equivalent of our special events team that does their crowd management as well as the National Guard. They've had some joint trainings leading up to this.
And the department says the officers being away will not negatively impact safety in Madison.
The 85, we are comfortable with that number, that we can sustain our operations and provide community safety here in Madison with, nothing that the public will not notice any difference in the policing model.
Through the years, Madison has seen its fair share of important visitors and events, something they feel has prepped them for this moment.
And as far as the dignitary protection side of it with presidential visits and vice presidential visits, I think that is something that the Madison Police Department has a lot of experience with, not just this election cycle, but in past years too. Elections, we've had a lot of vice presidents, presidential candidates, and presidents visit over the years.
Well, Jalen, busy summer. 85 officers, though. That's a lot. Madison people are probably asking, how are we covering this from a safety standpoint?
For sure. The Madison Police Department, speaking with Assistant Chief Matt Tye, he said that there's approximately 500 sworn-in police officers for MPD. So with that, we're talking about less than 20%. Now, I'm a Madison resident as well, so even for me, just thinking about officers being away, you automatically think about safety. But in their agreement with the city of Milwaukee, in the event of civil unrest or an emergency here in Madison, they will be sent back to Madison to help cover anything going on here.
All right, it's going to be a busy summer in Wisconsin. Jalen, Thank you. Well, in more local news tonight at 5, soon-to-be graduates had the opportunity today to share some insightful knowledge with younger students. Graduating seniors from Belle Phillips Memorial High School and also from Madison West High School return to Midvale Elementary School, all part of the district's annual senior walk. Dressed in their caps and gowns, the graduates walk down the halls of their former school. It's usually the first opportunity these students are given to return to where they spent much of their childhood, but also gives the elementary school students some inspiration to keep going in school, and it also provides them with some role models. Walking for those who cannot. The Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk comes to Madison this weekend, and participants have already raised more than $75,000 in the fight against breast cancer. And our Maddie Himes joins us now with more on the walk. Maddie?
Yeah, Eric, researchers at UW's Carbone Cancer Center tell me their research, funded in part by the Susan G. Komen Foundation, is working to make breast cancer screening more accessible for all.
Sometimes some of the fear is that this is something that I can't really do anything about. But the great thing about our world is that you can do something about that.
Dr. Anand Narayan says his goal is to make screenings available for those in ethnic minority groups, living in rural areas, and those without insurance.
And so that means actually making sure that all the women who are part of our communities here in Madison and Dane County and beyond that and throughout the state have access to timely cancer screening.
Metastatic breast cancer fighter Janet Ramsey tells me she's thankful to have access to that care. She was diagnosed in the emergency room after experiencing physical declines and irregular pains.
By the time, I did go to the emergency room, the cancer was all over my skull, my spine, my ribs, my pelvis. So it was just covered and my bones were falling apart. So it was very painful.
This was Ramsey's second diagnosis, having beat breast cancer once before in her 50s. But she's been a volunteer with the Susan G. Komen Foundation even longer than that.
It just kind of like comes full circle. It was nice to raise the money and be able to see what the Komen organization has done over the years and be a part of it, and then come back to me where I need help now.
Now Ramsey travels to Washington, D.C. as a public policy advocate for survivors and walks with More Than Pink every year. This year's More Than Pink Walk will take place this Saturday at Willow Island at the Alliant Energy Center. The walk begins at 9:15 a.m. and will raise money for additional research in cancer care.
Always a great event, Maddie. Thank you. Just had Blaze returns. His complete first warn forecast tells us what we can expect for the More Than Pink Walk and other weekend activities. And more than a century of doing what they love. How one family's passion is clear, keeping a Wisconsin golf course looking beautiful. Strong gains on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbs 96. But it's record highs for both the NASDAQ and S&P 500 at the closing bell. The NASDAQ up 331 points. The S&P jumps almost 63. We'll be right back.
Hanson's knows that your home is a place of comfort and protection. That's why our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters, as well as our bathtubs and showers, are guaranteed. With over 30 years experience and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert. Get 50% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 1 year.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Be prepared for flooding and keep your basement dry with Barracuda sump pumps. Remove water quickly with this half-horsepower cast iron sump pump. Now $133.49 after rebate. Keep your yard beautiful with help from Yardworks. They offer a variety of landscape tools and products to get your garden tasks done and keep your lawn looking healthy. This garden hose is $44.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Sockberry Healthcare is here to help with your shoulder pain,
your knee injury,
that hip that bothers you,
with your foot or ankle pain.
We focus on quality.
We focus on results.
And take time to listen.
So that your care is the best care for you.
You.
For you. We're here for you.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Burke
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan Shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
It's time for the Madison Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Don't miss your chance to tour 32 newly constructed homes filled with the newest trends and products. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
We're looking for 200 homeowners this month interested in getting new landscape borders. Our cutting-edge materials and installation process ensures that your borders will not fade, discolor, or disconnect and will look beautiful for years to come. All covered by our extensive lifetime warranty. Visit the website or call the number for your new borders today.
People drive for hours and across several states to be here volunteering for the AmFam Champ. I'm speaking with the extraordinary people making it all possible.
Then 9 individuals have been charged after an investigation into multiple inmate deaths at Waupun Prison. We'll lay it all out for you tonight at 6.
40 years ago, a monster tornado flattened the town of Barneville. We've heard the survivor stories. Now I'm showing you why it happened. We'll break down the science behind the storm and how it helps us prepare for severe weather today, Thursday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Welcome back this week as the AmFam Championship makes its final appearance at University Ridge Golf Course in Verona. We have continued to bring you stories from the links there, and today a big announcement from American Family Insurance as Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love will become the company's newest brand ambassador. Love will make his debut this weekend. Sunday, June 9th, he'll be engaging with fans at the golf tournament. He joins an elite list of ambassadors, joining the ranks of Derek Jeter, Christian Yelich, Drew and Jonathan Scott, better known as the Property Brothers, and Kathy Ireland, among others. Golf course maintenance is a family affair for one Wisconsin family with more than 100 years of combined experience. The Schmidt family says a love for the job is what keeps them going. Gino Perez talked to the father and son duo who say the work they do brings them joy.
Rain or shine, you will most often find Tim Schmidt out on the golf course. Tim is the golf course superintendent at the Butamore Golf Course in Appleton. As part of his job, he routinely drives the 142 acres to make sure the course is kept up to standards.
The coolest part of my job is definitely the wildlife that's out here. You know, with the fish coming up here to spawn, I think it's carp. That's stuff I get to see on a daily basis that, you know, frankly, just a lot of people don't get to see, and that's what makes this job, working outside and doing what I do, a really a rewarding factor of it.
With his over 30 years experience, Tim tries to make sure he is prepared for anything that comes his way.
You know, if someone calls in sick or has an emergency, Dad throws things into a wrench in a hurry. And the other one would be mechanical, where if we have, I don't even want to say it, but if one of our fairway moors here has a big hydraulic leak.
Tim works alongside his father and mother. His father, Steve Schmidt, was the golf course superintendent for 36 years before Tim took over the job. Steve still works at the course, but in a lesser role. He says he did not pressure Tim to follow in his footsteps, but is glad he did.
It's hard for me to speak of it because it's so deep inside of me, it's so special to me that it's a unique thing to have with your son. And when he did take over, that was a special moment in my life.
Tim says there are a lot of misconceptions about his job. He says he and his team do more than just cut the grass.
My number one goal year in, year out is to have the golf course meet or exceed any of the membership's expectations.
With a combined 111 years experience, this family knows the ins and the outs of this course. They're also still taking care of each other like they care for the greens.
The family is currently getting ready for the busy summer season. And we've got some perfect weather coming up to get out and hit the links. Maybe check out the golf event coming up, the AmFam. Blaze has more in the forecast, but maybe some pop-ups tonight, huh?
Maybe, and you know, it's not looking too great because we are a little bit further south than where that center of low pressure is. We'll look at the radar here in just a moment, but as we head into the weekend and the end of the week, not only do the comfortable temperatures stick around into the weekend, and I know there's a lot going on, but the breezy conditions look to stick with us as well. Turning out of the northwest, so it's kind of that comfortable breeze. It's not out of the south, it's bringing down that cooler, drier air. We got a little shower kind of moving through northern parts of our forecast area out of Juneau and Adams County into Marquette, Waushara, and Green Lake counties. But to the north, I want to point out they're closer to the center of that low. So that's why we find more of those showers and thunderstorms and even severe thunderstorms well off to our north. Because this isn't a very saturated environment, the atmosphere isn't super good, you want to be closer to that low. So we're actually in a really perfect place here across southern Wisconsin that maybe we squeeze out a shower, but we could go into this evening on the quiet side. Those dew points are still high, but they're down from where they were yesterday. That humidity is low as well, up to about 39% in Madison. We're taking a look across downtown. Folks are out on the lake. It's a beautiful evening to get outside. Our dew points have dried out over the last 24 hours. That's what's making it so comfortable out, because our temperatures are still in the upper 70s to low 80s, not only in Dane County, but really across southern Wisconsin. A little bit cooler in Camp Douglas because we just had that shower move on through, so some rain-cooled air has cooled us into those mid-60s, but overall we haven't cooled down temperature-wise. We've just dried out. We've lost about 15 to 20 degrees of moisture over the last 24 hours, so that's why this evening it's going to feel comfortable, and the drier air sticks around into the rest of the week as well. So you can cut off the AC, open up the windows, let in some fresh, cooler air in this evening and into your Thursday and Friday as well. Temperatures will eventually cool on into those 50s as we head into the overnight. Again, there is that marginal risk for severe weather. We're finding severe weather well off to our north, but wind and hail are going to be the main threats this evening. But we are, as I mentioned, further away from the center of that low pressure system center. So it's going to be harder for these showers and thunderstorms to get going. But they could, and they could produce some strong wind gusts as well as some hail. So we'll keep you guys updated. But as this low pressure system continues to slide its way eastward, it's actually getting cut off from the jet stream. So look as we walk future track into Thursday. So this is Thursday morning. Watch where it is by Thursday night, and then by Friday. It's not moving. It's cut off from the jet stream, and so that means that our air temperatures, all this blue, that's cooler than average air as we go not only into your Friday, but Saturday and Sunday as well. So it is going to be a very comfortable weekend and really end to the work week here across southern Wisconsin. All right, we're into the 50s this evening, a little bit warmer, say in the Madison area, just in case we maybe see some of this cloud cover build back in as we head into the overnight hours. But your 7-day forecast, upper 60s tomorrow, low 70s on your Friday, and we're going to hang out there into your weekend as well. Let's take a look at that 10-day forecast and take it full screen. We're maybe eyeing that chance for a storm or two Sunday and Monday, Tuesday as well, a better chance for showers and thunderstorms, but we're not really back into that summer-like air until maybe Thursday of next week. Let's take a look at traffic as we continue to make our way closer to the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. Looks like the belt line, you know, we can expect it around this time in the evening, some slowdowns, but we're not eyeing any traffic jams or at least any accidents into the Janesville area or north as you head towards the Dells.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Still to come at 5, a new study finds high levels of lead in some popular kids' snacks. The details after a short break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the Madison area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, you know, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
Hi, I'm Emmy Fink with Buzzed In Madison. We love the month of June because we get to celebrate the dairy industry and all of our great dairy farmers around this area. Join us all month. Blue Star Dairy, that's who we're going to see first, right here on WISC-TV3.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Buck and Honey's for Best Restaurant, Best Catering, Best New Restaurant, and Best Outdoor Dining. Vote online for Buck and Honey's today.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on June 6th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the Conformis custom knee implant may be the solution to end your pain. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, we know all too well young kids can be fussy eaters, and parents often look for healthy snacks that also taste good. But a new study found lead in two popular organic-based products. Christine Lazar reports.
Macarena Rizzo is very careful about the food she gives her 15-month-old daughter, Venus. These are staples that you give to her a lot.
Yes.
That's why she bought these veggie puffs from the company Lesser Evil.
Something close to homemade, and I found that they have, or they supposedly have, good ingredients, so that's why I picked them.
But a new study from Consumer Reports discovered levels of lead in two snacks from Lesser Evil. One with 112% of the daily allowance, another had 60%, and an organic puff from the company Serenity Farms had 53%, according to California's lead standard, which is the nation's strictest. Both the Serenity and Lesser Evil snacks are made with flour from cassava root.
A lot of these foods, especially when you consider root vegetables like cassava, they often get contaminated with lead through pollution, through the water, and contaminated soil. So in a lot of cases, it's unavoidable.
Consumer Reports testing did find that two organic puff snacks from Once Upon a Farm made with sorghum flour instead of cassava have much less lead.
In fact, one of them had the lowest reading we've had since we've tested these types of products since 2017.
The company Lesser Evil tells CBS News food safety is a top priority, and we conduct extensive testing for all Lesser Evil products that complies with California Prop 65 and federal standards. And Serenity Kids says our puffs are and have always been safe for consumption. All of our products test well below the maximum allowable dose levels.
I thought that I was making a good choice or like a smart choice.
Consumer Reports recommends giving the cassava-based snacks they tested in limited servings, but Rizzo says she's no longer going to use them. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, a final check of your first warn forecast after a short break.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard and get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love. Like this sunshade rocker, just $59.99. A Milwaukee brushless drill driver kit, $99. This DeWalt battery combo pack, only $149. Plus, a Blaine's gift card makes the perfect Father's Day gift.
Find value at Glenn's Farm and Fleet.
Like a bowl of cherries, life in Attic Angel is healthy and sweet. Our independent and assisted living lifestyles include newly renovated apartments, engaging social activities, and wellness support that is tailored to you. As time marches on, we promote the idea that life can always be a bowl of cherries. Attic Angel Community, the house that angels built.
All the best parts of summer are here at Summerfest. 600 artists, 12 stages, 3 unforgettable weekends. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. Find tickets, lineup, and more at summerfest.com.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3 to 1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
When replacing your windows, you want them to be built by the best and backed by the best. That's what you'll get with replacement windows only available from Renewal by Andersen. When you choose Renewal by Andersen at Wanakee Remodeling, you're not getting a one-size-fits-all product. From design and sales to manufacturing, installation, and service, we own the entire process. This month only, when you buy one window or patio door, you'll get 140% off, plus 12 months special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more details.
Think Sloan's first.
We've been with Sloan Implement since my father started farming, my grandfather started farming. They are a family business that's been around for generations, and that's very important to us.
Think Sloan first now during the Green Tag sales event on a John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Your Sloan deal includes tractor, loader, plus mower deck. Get 1.9% for 84 months. That's just $232 per month.
Think Sloan's first.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, Hunter Biden's past romantic partners take the stand. What his ex-wife and former girlfriend testified about his drug use in the criminal case. We've got that and more headlines tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
And next at 6, I'm speaking with the extraordinary people volunteering at the AmFam Champ, driving for hours and across several states to make it all possible.
I'm Meryl Hubbard, and tonight at 6, we sent second graders into summer with an unforgettable surprise.
We'll look forward to that. Blaze is back. Final check of the forecast.
Hey, you know what? Besides maybe tracking an isolated shower and maybe a thunderstorm or two, this evening is actually not going to be bad. I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans. Just take us with you on your mobile device to track out if there is a shower or thunderstorm. But overnight, we're headed into the 50s. Cut the AC, open up the windows, let in some fresh air. This really comfortable air mass sits overhead all the way through almost Wednesday of next week. Upper 60s to low 70s from here all the way through Tuesday. So that means a very comfortable weekend ahead.
Yeah, for those people heading to the golf event,
no kidding.
A lot better than it's been in previous years where it was unbearably hot.
Yes, it's not muggy either.
All right, Blaze, we're back in a half hour with News 3 now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.